Woo! Good morning, guys. Eriko-san of erikosan.com of the and the Live Rich movement here, and happy Friday! Beep, 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 beep. Welcome. Okay, so if this is one of your first times tuning into my live broadcast, good morning, hello, welcome. My name is Eriko-san, obviously, and I am an alignment strategist. And basically, what that means is that I help people in transitional phases of life figure out what's next and finding joy through purpose. And then I help them map out the steps to get there. So I'm really excited because y'all are tuning in. Hey, Stella. Because I am doing this accountability thing. Every morning, it's supposed to be at 8:30. I am supposed to come to you live and direct, telling you guys what's going on and some gems that the Lord has dropped on my spirit as far as helping people live faith-fueled and purpose-propelled, because that's really what my mission and my life is all around, all about spreading joy through purpose, and helping you guys come into finding what your purpose is. And thankfully, the Lord is working on that in me as well. So your girl failed a little bit again. Look, by 8:30, I said I was going to be here by 8:30. I was just finishing up my run. But look, I came to y'all today. I'm showered, check. Clothed in real clothes that aren't workout clothes, check. Got my eyebrows drawn on, did my devotions and prayer, and I did a workout. So all of the boxes have been ticked, and I'm really grateful to be here. All right, so 10 minutes. Y'all, today I want to talk to you guys about abundance. Abundance, pleasure, and joy. So, oh, thank you, Estella. Oh my gosh, you got me feeling good on a Friday. The reason I want to talk to you guys about that is because as I was doing my run this morning, the Lord put on my spirit, and in my devotions too, music, right? Like, music is awesome. Music is great. We think of music as something that we just do, but really music has the power to heal. But what really excites me about this message that the Lord gave me today is that He wants us to praise Him, right? So when we think about the things that are really needed in order to pursue this relationship with Christ, or like living joyfully, we think that it's stuff that has to be like that is so cumbersome and requires so much, like prayer. Some people think prayer and they're like, ugh, or like going to church or fellowshipping. It's like, man, this is like a lot of work. And yes, building that relationship is a lot of work, but the thing is, the Lord wants us to take pleasure in doing it. So when we consider music, right, like He wants us to magnify His name and glorify Him through praise and worship. Like, y'all, praise and worship is one of the greatest things that you can do in living faith-fueled and purpose-propelled. So it's really just singing unto the Lord, rejoicing in Him, getting excited, and like singing songs and psalms that just like show your gratitude for all of who He is and everything that He's doing in your life. So even when people consider gratitude, like they think that it's this really hard thing to understand. And I was once one of those people. Like when people would talk about gratitude journals and like, oh, I'm grounding in gratitude. Like, what does that mean? How do you achieve that? It starts with simple things, like literally singing a song unto the Lord. Like when you get up in the morning, saying thank you, and like going out and listening to the sounds of nature and just like thanking Him for those things. But when you can do it in song form, He loves it. When you think about His greatest angels, like they are musical angels. And then also when you consider even like if you read the description of what heaven is like, it talks about how there are angels just like singing, like constantly singing. Like the Lord loves music. So if you are someone who wants to do more in terms of strengthening your relationship with Him, I would say start with music. Like start with something as simple as singing unto Him. Start with something as simple as like putting on some praise and worship so that you're able to relay the things that you're hearing. And also in thinking about that, like we are we are a result or a product of the things that we consume, whether it's the things that we see, whether it's the things that we hear, whether it's the things that we eat, you know, like our physical manifestation, like what we end up becoming is a result of those things. So in the same way, like that you eat trash, if you eat trash, like it will show in your body, not only in the way that it looks, but also in the way that you feel. If you are listening to garbage, and not saying that like all music is garbage, but like whatever you hear is what is in your mind, and your mind controls everything. That's why mental health is so important. Oh yeah, it is still Mental Health Awareness Month. So, you know, like these are really things to consider, and in making your relationship with him one that is able to move with ease and with joy, this is something that I would suggest that you all do. And another reason why I thought about this is because it did come up in my devotions, and the more I went on my walk and considering the Lord's message today, I was thinking about pleasure. You know, like some people think of pleasure as sin, but in some ways. But the thing is, I got this last year as I was reading through the Bible the first time. The Lord delights in giving us pleasure. Like he wants us to enjoy a life of pleasure. Like he wants us to experience things in a way that brings us delight and joy as much as it did in him creating them. So when we think about like simple things, like the fact that we can hear the birds sing, like that's a pleasurable thing. The fact that we can go outside and smell the fragrances of spring, even in this time, that's a pleasurable thing. The fact that he gave us taste buds, so when we eat stuff, we can taste the things that taste good. That's a pleasurable thing. Like the Lord does not want to keep us from experiencing pleasure. He wants us to delight in those things and give him glory. I think the thing that gets mixed up sometimes is like taking pleasure in sin, but that's a conversation for another day. But I just want to help you guys realize that like the Lord is good. He is good. In living faith-fueled and purpose-propelled, there's so much to be excited about and joyous about. And that's why I find it so important that people really start to manifest a life that they love through joy and purpose. You know, you gotta find out what your purpose is, so that every day when you get up, you're doing that thing and you're doing it in joy. Not only for you, because the more you live in joy, the more others receive your joy. The more joy you put out into the world, the more like colorful, like bountiful, abundant the world becomes. But if you're stuck in a job or in a place that you hate every single day, or in a place where you are not experiencing joy, that is like literally what you manifest in your life. It becomes like a cyclical thing, you know? Like some people go to work at places simply because they want money. Money cannot be your only motivator. Like it cannot be your only motivator. Doing things to please other people cannot be your only motivator, because that is not sustainable. You know, at some point there will be resentment. At some point there will be like a feeling of worthlessness or emptiness. Like, and that's not how the Lord intended for us to live. That is not why he sent his son Jesus here for us. That is not the reason why he gave us these promises of eternal life, but also like divine inheritance and so many other things. So guys, like I cannot say this enough. Y'all are probably gonna get so tired of me, but it is so important that you live in purpose. And for those of you who are struggling to find your purpose, it starts with joy. Live in joy. And for those of you who don't know how to do either of those things, finding joy or living in purpose, I would love to help you. It can start as simply as taking my Joy Quest. I created it so that you can access daily habits of intentional joy every single day. And it takes less than 45 minutes to an hour. And these things are things that you can put into practice so that within 30 days you have a habit and an exercised muscle of how to live in joy every day. And then there are other things like it's time for me to state this, but I have my vision casting workshop, which is starting in July. The next course opens in July. It's something that only comes up 4 times a year, and the next one is in July. So I'm putting that out there now for anyone who may be interested. There are links in my bio for both of those things, the Joy Quest as well as the application for the vision casting workshop, even though it's a couple of months away. And the last thing that I wanted to mention was the fact that the Lord is abundant, right? So, like, in considering the things that we want in this life and the ways that we want to get it, sometimes we get into this scarcity mindset. And I'm not someone who isn't affected by this. Like, for a really long time, I feel like I was plagued by it, to be honest. But in doing this work and just like having the Lord reveal himself to me in such a lovely way, in such a loving and graceful way and merciful way, he's really shown me that his abundance is shown in everything. Like, in any moment when you start to feel like, man, Lord, I don't have enough. Like, it's not enough. I want. Like, you're thinking in scarcity. But when you go out into nature, you see just how abundant he is and wanting to have us experience the delights of his pleasure, you know, and the things that he gives us every day. When you think about the air, the air that we breathe is abundant. Like, and we need air to live, you know, water, abundant. You know, like, I can't even begin to state all of this because, again, I'm trying to keep these to under 10 minutes. But guys, ground in gratitude. Give thanks for the abundance of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in your life, and really for the ability to live abundantly in joy when you choose to do so, and learning how to do so. Those are the main things I have. There were some other things that really came up. I'm gonna walk with y'all now. Feels this sunshine. Like, look at this, abundance and sunshine. When I was doing my run this morning, it was drizzling, but now it's not. Like, man, it just makes me feel so seen and loved, and like the Lord just wanted me to have this moment in the sun with you guys on a Friday. But all right, I think I'm getting off topic now. So I think that's basically it for today's check-in. So I guess I want to ask you guys, like, what is one thing that you're grateful for today, or one thing that you're grateful for that's happened this week? Boom, there you go. So we can ground in gratitude for that, and then also just like thank God for it, and also see what else, like what can come on and building on what that one thing is that you're grateful for. So let me know what you're grateful for that's happened this week, one thing that you're celebrating, and that you are joyous about. And then I am about to check into my workday, because that's what it is. This is my clocking in with you guys and holding myself accountable to getting up at 5:30, which I didn't do this morning. I got up a little bit later, and hence the reason I'm not here at the 8:30 time. I'm gonna get it, y'all. I'm gonna be here at 8:30 one of these days. All right, I think I gotta stay close. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you, Stella. I think it's back. Take the Joy Quest. For those of you looking for joy and purpose, I would love to help you. Head over to the site, ericalasan.com, and I'd really love to see you guys there, and seeing everybody living in joy and purpose, whatever that purpose may look like, because you've been put on this earth for a reason. It's really up to you to make sure that you're doing the work to discover what that reason is, so that you're not wasting your time here. Yeah, that's it. Does anybody have any questions or anything before I hop off? Because I think I did pretty good today on timing. I'm not sure. Oh, thank you. So, love you too, girl. I love you too. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking in. And if you like this, guys, or if it helps you in any way, or whatever the case is, please share it. Share it with someone who you think needs a message of journeying, that's my thing now, journeying to purpose. And gosh, I have one more thing to say with that, but it left me. I don't know. I'll put it in the thing later. But yeah, share with, subscribe to my newsletter. There you go. If you guys like this, then I send weekly newsletters that have notes of journeying through purpose, and also just words of inspiration, because we all need a little encouragement every once in a while. Like, not even we, like every once in a while. We need encouragement all the time. And I feel like that's where, you know, the word comes in, because that's where I get my encouragement in a lot of ways, and also through conversation, which is a part of what the Live Rich Movement's mission is, to promote joy through purpose through open conversation and healing experiences. So the podcast is coming back. Gosh, I'm starting to go off on a rant, but the podcast is coming back. I'll explain all of that once I release it. It should be out before the vision casting workshop. And yeah, so for anyone who wants to tune into past episodes, that is also linked in my bio and on my website, ericalasan.com. All right, it's starting to get really warm, and I am also really excited to get to work, / I also have to start Arya's homeschooling lesson. So I will see you guys later throughout the day, but I hope you have a lovely one. Until the next time, live rich and happy dream chasing. Bye.